Hi, I'm Chef Bob Unks, and I'm here at the Plus J Ranch, and I am here with two of my dearest friends, Brad Menz, the immortal tennis player, and Chef Gason Nelson, the incredible chef from New Orleans, and I'm blessed to say that these are two of my dearest friends. And I am so honored to bring you two together because you share so many passions: tennis, cooking, and life, and God. And I love that we're here to have this conversation. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys to talk about tennis and cooking, and I'll come back in a little bit and chat with you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Well, it's great to be here, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's an honor to be here with two great people and great chefs, two of the greatest in the world. Gason, it's a pleasure to meet you and to be here with you. I looked at your profile on the internet, and I read all about you, and I was just overwhelmed at your accomplishments as a chef, as a father. I see that you love your family, your daughters, and I think that's awesome. I'm all about family. I love my family. I wouldn't be here without the support and the love of my family. So thank you for being here, and thank you for this opportunity. And I'm a tennis coach. I play tennis. I teach tennis. I've been playing my whole life. And when I found out that you love tennis, I thought, wow, that's cool. A chef that loves tennis. So I was just wondering, how did you get started in playing tennis?
I'm gonna tell you like this. People, it's funny. Tennis fell in my lap, and tennis saved my life. I did not wake up to play tennis. I played basketball and football in high school and stuff, and I was going through a really difficult time. I didn't know about anxiety and depression, and then I was starting to drink a lot. Then I was going through a divorce, and then my life was changing, and I felt like I was just really falling in life. And a guy named Charles Perkins, he's the one that taught me tennis. I met him in a gym, and I was always the loud one in the gym and stuff like that. But during this time, I was just really quiet, and he saw that I wasn't myself. Him and I never talked before, but he just saw that I was different. And then one day by the water cooler, we just getting water. He just asked me how I was doing, and I was like, we never talked before. Then he invited me out to play tennis, and I was like, tennis? I don't want to play no tennis.
Did you have a racket?
No, I didn't have nothing. I was going through a difficult time. So
Okay.
I went out there one day to play tennis with him, and then it was just like,
Probably took your pan, huh?
and then it just happened. And I'm very competitive, and one guy, he set us up to play after he taught me for a few weeks, and the guy said, I can't even get the ball over the net, and he didn't want to play with me, and it upset me. And then that day, the guy and I, we became good friends after that, named Julius. And he's my doubles partner now as we speak, and we're good friends. But I told myself I was going to get this game, and I got obsessed with it. I got really obsessed with it, and I feel that tennis helped change my life because all I want to do is play tennis and get better at it and stuff. And then I moved up. I was a 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, 4.0. Now I'm a 4.0, and I'm pretty consistent, and I play for City Park in New Orleans, and I play for a lot of, and I travel all over. And every time I travel, the very first thing I look for is a tennis facility everywhere I go. It's like therapy for me. And then when I go play tennis, it's very rewarding. It's like usually they put me on like line 2. Last week in New Orleans, they put me on line 1, and I walk out there, Brad, and I'm like,
So you play on a team?
Yeah, team.
The men's team?
Men's team. And I was like, these guys are really good. And I'm looking. So
Well,
I'm
you
like,
must be very good to be on the team.
I just told myself you can play, you can get the ball back.
Yeah.
Because you're playing line 1, you can play, I can get the ball back. So just do that. We won 6-1, 6-3.
Oh, a blowout.
You know what I mean? But it was very rewarding. You know what I mean?
Did you, when you first started playing tennis, did you take lessons, or are you self-taught?
Well, for Coach Perkins helped me.
Oh,
He just taught me the fundamentals, and then he said I had athletic ability, and he was just like, he just told me you need to go play. Once he taught me I could hit the ball, a 3-ball rally, he was like, you can play, you can get the ball back, you'll figure it out.
So it was the first time you played tennis, the first time you went out there, Was that you were just?
I
You
didn't even
fell
know
in love with it?
Yeah, I didn't even know the rules. I
didn't
fell
know
in
the
love
rules, but
with
you
it.
loved it.
I fell in love with it, and it was
Oh,
it
wow.
was like a drug. I was like, oh, I gotta get this,
Wow.
and that's all
Well, that's total opposite of
Oh,
of
really?
me. When I first started playing, I was very young. My parents, introduced me to the game, and I was the worst player on
Really?
the court, and I didn't like it. I wanted to quit. So, it's a different story for me. I had to learn to enjoy it and get better at it. So, but that's great that you fell in love with it when you first started. What kind of racket do you use?
I play with I got a Wilson. I play with a Wilson, one of the newer Wilsons. And I have this place called Second Serve out there. They'll give me different rackets to demo and stuff like that. But I play with the Blade right now, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, do you like your strings strung tight or loose or?
I like more loose.
Loose?
I like them more
a lot
loose.
of players are stringing the rackets loose these days for more power.
Right.
Yeah,
I like them.
but-
But even like with you, you got a movie out.
Gotta
I
move-
mean, your movie was so motivating. Oh my
Okay.
goodness, your movie
Thank you. You
to
saw
me.
it?
Yes, I watched it.
watched
They
it?
sent it to me. They sent it to me, and I'm watching the movie, and I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm a cool guy. I almost cried at the end of your movie. I swear. And your parents, man. Oh my God,
yeah.
man.
As I said before, family's everything, and I wouldn't be here where I am today without the support and the love and sacrifice of my wonderful family. My mom, my dad, my brother. They all, encouraged me not to give up with the game of tennis because they thought this would be a way for me to overcome adversity. Because when I was 3 years old, I lost my hearing, and my parents had to decide whether to put me in a hearing school or a deaf school, read lips, or communicate with sign language. They decided they wanted me to communicate orally and read lips. So I went through all hearing schools and learned how to do that. It was hard. And I wanted to stay in my room, and there's a scene in the movie, in my room, remember the song?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I didn't want to leave my room because I just didn't want to face the adversity of life. So tennis, my mom loved tennis, and this was way back in the early 70s when you had McEnroe, Board, Counters, all those guys playing, and we used wooden rackets. And I was just a little guy with a big hearing aid on my chest, and it was just so hard to learn to play tennis because I didn't understand the coach. When he was talking, he always had his back, and he was walking up and down. We had all these kids lined up, and I was the worst one with the wooden racket, with the big hearing aid, not being able to hear, so I wanted to quit. But long story short, I stuck with it, and now tennis has been a huge blessing to me. I've been around the world playing tennis. I met my wife on the tennis court. I've been a tennis coach for over 30 years in Orlando, and just love it now. And I love to share that same, love and passion with other people. But thanks for the compliment about the movie. I could talk
no.
to you all day about that.
No,
but I
no.
want to hear more about you and your tennis game and what you've been doing. So you play on a men's team, and you use a Wilson. How many days a week do you play?
Oh, I play about 3 days a week, 3-4 days a week, and during the week we have league. And on the weekends, it's like you go play with your buddies and things like that. And we got like a rival, and it's pretty cool because you go out there and then you always, we're men, so we talk smack, back and forth, and you don't want. It's like more of like bragging rights and stuff like that. But then my daughter and her boyfriend got me a ball machine for Christmas. So
What kind of ball machine?
Just a little small. I don't even know the name of it. Not that many balls. I spend more time picking up balls than I do hitting balls, because after you hit the balls, you got to go run and get them. And I'm like, man, I don't know if this is fair, man, 'cause I got to go pick up all these balls. So I'll go run and pick the balls up, and I hit them back. But for me, man, tennis is like, I don't care if I got something going on in life, if I got a challenge or something, first thing hit my mind, let me go hit some tennis balls.
Yeah.
I'll go out there and get my basket of balls and just go hit serve. If I go through a tough time, or if I got like a big event or something coming up, I'll go just hit some serves or something like that.
I hear that same that same story with my wife. You know, my wife will be at work sometimes, and she'll just have a rough day, and there's a lot of stress involved in her job. And then at the end of the day, she'll have a tennis match or a tennis lesson with some ladies, and she would go and play. You know, she'd be like this, and then when she comes home, it's like a different person. I'm like, wow, it's like therapy.
Right, definitely.
She calls tennis her therapy, and that's great. It sounds like the same thing with you. So tennis is a great way to, you know, relieve stress and manage all those, you know, difficult things we face.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but also too on a tennis court. I've cut some big deals on the tennis court. I've closed some big deals on the tennis court. You know, people wanting to hire me for jobs and things like that. And you go play tennis, man. And I've closed some big deals on the tennis court just by just building relationships. And I think they say, well, if he's this passionate about tennis, I know he's passionate about what he does in the kitchen, you know, so.
But tell me, how did you get started with cooking? Is this something that you love to do at a young age, or did you go to school for that?
I went to college. I started cooking in the Army. I was in the Army, and I was a cook in the Army. But when I joined the Army, I knew, without a doubt in my mind, that that's what I was supposed to do. And for me, cooking was just natural. It was easy. Like unlike you, like you said, you didn't like tennis. But like for me, it was just simple. It was easy. And
You love cooking.
I love cooking, and I knew, like 19 years old, I knew that was my purpose. I knew that's what I was supposed to do. I always want to cook. I want to be in the kitchen. When I'm cooking, I'm not working.
Yeah, I thought, you know, I would be a cook someday, and I looked at schools that offered cooking, you know, degrees. So I thought, that's something that sounds interesting to me, because I like to cook. I'm creative. I like to whip things up without even looking at recipes. I like to just throw stuff into the pan and create my own thing. So I thought maybe I can be a cook someday, because I always admired cooks. When I go to a fancy restaurant, I see, you know, the chef, you know, leading his crew in the kitchen and just working and making stuff, and how happy all the people in the restaurant are when they get their meal. And you can tell the love that goes into a well-prepared and well-served meal, and it comes from a great chef.
Definitely.
To me, I think you have an awesome job, and Chef Bob too. So when I met Chef Bob the first time on the golf course, I said, Wally, who is this guy? He said, Chef Bob. Chef Bob? What do you mean, Chef Bob? Yeah, he's just Chef Bob. He's a chef. He cooks, you know, for all kinds of people. I said, wow, that's cool. And I was a little bit, you know, nervous that I was in the presence of a great cook. Not only that, but after he swung the golf club a couple times, I'm like, oh no, I gotta, you know. I had my hickories. That day, and I got these. I love my hickories. I got them as a gift from Wally Armstrong, a former PGA player, a great guy, great coach. He, you know, gave me these clubs, but it's a whole nother ball game, hitting a golf ball with hickory clubs, and so I took those clubs out that day. Chef Bob shows up, and he's got these big cannon clubs like this. His ball is going like 300 yards, and I was hitting little bloopers, you know, like this, and good Lord, help me, Jesus. And so about the 7th hole, I said, guys, I'm going to come back another day with my big club, because my ball was here and here.
Right,
anyway,
right.
That's how I met Chef Bob, and we had a great time playing golf. But it's all about loving what you do,
Right.
and what you put into your work. And like you said, it's not work.
It's not.
When you love what you do,
It's not work.
and you do what you love, time just flies.
Right.
Yeah.
I would be so honored. I mean, this would mean the world to me to be able to. I remember when I met your wife, she mentioned to me she went to New Orleans and she never had a chance to get the Cafe du Monde. I would love to come back and make beignets for you guys and go out and hit some tennis balls with you. That
That'd be great.
that would mean the world to me.
Oh, that was my first visit to New Orleans. My friend got married there, and we went to New Orleans, and the food, everywhere we went, we had seafood gumbo, jambalaya, but the one thing they put on everything, it seemed to me, was crawfish. There's crawfish on our eggs, there's crawfish on everything. So, we went to breakfast one day before the wedding, and we had eggs Benedict, just covered with crawfish.
Right.
It was great.
Right.
But yeah, we would love to come back and do that and play some tennis in New Orleans.
Oh man, yeah, New Orleans is great. The culture #1 for New Orleans. There's a lot of history, the people, the music, the food.
Oh,
And we just had Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl was just there, and so that was crazy. And right now, as we speak, this week is Mardi Gras.
Is it really?
Yes, Mardi Gras.
Are you going to be working there?
I do have a couple of things going on, but Mardi Gras Day I'll have off, so I'll be able to go out and enjoy the parades and things like that. And I don't live too far from where all the parades and stuff are at, so
That's
I'm
cool.
going to be able to enjoy it and have a good time and stuff
I
like
saw
that.
on your website you cooked for Reggie Bush,
Right.
Heisman Trophy winner,
Right.
and Dwayne Johnson,
Right.
the actor, the bodybuilder. Well, let me tell you something. I went to Target looking for some shampoo, and I saw Dwayne Johnson now has his own shampoo.
Oh, does it really?
So I said, Jenny, I love Dwayne Johnson, and I'm going to buy his shampoo. And then I took it home, I'm in the shower, and I put this stuff in my hand, and I'm cleaning my hair, and I'm thinking, this is Dwayne Johnson's shampoo. And then I thought, wait a minute, he doesn't have any hair. And I thought to myself, what is this? Dwayne Johnson selling shampoo? But anyway, it's good. It's great shampoo. I really love it. It smells good. It's got shampoo, conditioner,
Right.
and it's a great product. But you cooked for Dwayne Johnson?
Right,
I
yeah,
bet that
he-
had to be something.
Oh yeah, it was definitely. The thing too is like how disciplined. He is like so disciplined with his diet and everything he ate and stuff like that. That was very impressive. So yeah, he was down in New Orleans shooting a movie, and I got to work for him for like 6 months. I saw him every day, and it was pretty cool. But it was more anything. It was just how disciplined he is. Like so disciplined to the T.
So if you are cooking for somebody, say Dwayne Johnson, and then, I don't know, just a group of businessmen, do you just cook what you want? Or like, do you have to cook for like a bodybuilder who is more about protein, calories, carbs, all that stuff, you know what I mean?
It's not, but you just, you talk to their people, they tell you. So a lot of times when people come to New Orleans, they want to experience New Orleans foods. So typically, 9 out of 10 times they want the gumbo, the etouffees, the jambalaya, the beignets, and things like that. So you give them a real authentic New Orleans experience. But when you get somebody come in like shooting a movie or something like that, you kind of get like a breakdown of what they like and what they want, and it's up to you to make the food fun and things like that to them. So it's just, different people have different requirements.
What is Dwayne Johnson like?
Oh my goodness, everything's clean, everything's organic, everything's everything is, there's no oils, there's not a lot of seasonings and things like that.
He tells you this.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
best proteins and stuff like that. A lot of bison, turkey burger, things like that. He loves Mrs. Dash seasoning and hot sauce. So, but it just varies. But that's the thing, is you as a chef, you have to be creative and make the food fun and exciting for them within their dietary requirements.
What's your favorite thing to cook? What's the specialty?
Well, I wouldn't say I have a specialty, but my favorite, I love steak. I'm a steak guy, but right now, your wife?
My wife loves steak.
Oh,
ribeye.
I'm a ribeye.
She's a ribeye person.
I'm a
My
mid-rib.
dad loved ribeye.
Really?
And, she likes the fat and the juice. Practically rare, almost alive.
Oh man.
If I wasn't deaf, you could probably hear the steak mooing on the grill.
Man, your wife, man, beignets and ribeye. Me and your wife gonna be all right.
Oh, yeah.
Tennis, beignets, and ribeye. Oh, we good.
There you go.
We
That
good.
sounds like a winner to me.
We good.
But, we love steak, so that's your best
Right.
dish.
No, but and I love making breads and pastas because I think for me it's more therapeutic. I don't know. The making breads is the dough, the yeast, the proofing, the process of making it, the way it feels, the water. There's so many different things that you can do with bread. I made some bread today that you'll taste a little later on. But
You make pizza?
Yeah, I can.
You think
I can. But me being from New Orleans, I have
Yeah.
that New Orleans tag on me,
Yeah.
so I get a lot of
Uh-huh. Well, when I eat pizza, it's all about the crust. So you go around and you look for a crust that, I don't know, you can just tell if it's going to be a good pie by how the crust looks. And, authentic Italian crust is just,
Right.
so good. We have a place in Central Florida that we love. We eat every Friday, and, the crust is great. But Central Florida could use some more New Orleans style
Really?
cooking. There's one place that I can think of. It's called Tibby's.
Kibby's.
Have you heard of Tibby's?
Nah, where's it at?
Tibby's is, it's near Winter Park. And a lot of the ladies on the tennis team, when they play Interlochen Country Club or Winter Park Country Club, after their matches, they'll go to Tibby's because that is probably the closest thing you can get to with the New Orleans style,
Really?
food. And the atmosphere, the menu, it's all about New Orleans. And I think the same people that run Tibby's run Tijuana Flats, which is another Mexican place in town, but Tibby's is a great New Orleans style.
I need to try it out. But you said you cook, so what are some of the things you like to cook?
It's nothing that you would think.
What?
I mean, I just try to be creative. If I'm making chicken, I'll throw some mushrooms. Or
Okay.
it's just healthy.
Okay.
I'm right now you don't want to hear this, but I've got meals coming to the house that I once a week they ship me 6 meals,
Okay.
and I don't have to think about cooking because we're always on the go, and I'm trying to stay healthy. I like variety. I don't like to eat the same thing all the time. So these meals are good because of this variety and they're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been doing. But I'll just cook chicken, fish. You know what? Okay, here's Chef Bob.
I didn't mean to interrupt your culinary adventure there, Brad.
Yeah.
Well, this has been so entertaining to listen to. You guys are clearly going to be fast friends.
Right, yeah, definitely.
I get cut out of the beignets, but that's fine. That's fine. I love me some beignets. I've been at Cafe Du Monde many times, and I always have believed that the chef would make better beignets than that. And I don't know, maybe someday I'll see. Maybe. But in the meantime, before we wrap up, I wanted to share something with Chef. Chef, this is Brad's original tennis racket. Now, he plays with Hickory golf clubs because he believes in nostalgia. And one story he forgot to share with you, the day that we played golf, those old Hickory golf clubs that he mentioned earlier? Wally plays with them. I'm standing on a par 3, and before I hit, Wally comes up to me with this 100-year-old golf club and says, "Chef Bob, you should hit with this club." "No, you should hit with this club." Okay. I never swung this club. I don't know anything about it. It's old. It's wooden. I'm afraid I'm going to break it, and he's going to hate me. I hit that shot on that par 3 this far away and putted it in for a birdie.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Was that the silver club that you can adjust?
Yes.
He plays with one club the entire round of golf.
And he adjusts it to the right loft.
You can play like a 7-iron, a putter.
Really?
Yeah.
He hands me this
You
thing,
can adjust it, yeah.
and I just hit it perfect.
Man.
And then and he looks at me and he goes, "I told you that was your club."
Yeah. Here we
And
are.
he didn't hit it anywhere near that close, by the way. He did not.
Yeah. So here we are carrying all these clubs, and Wally's got one club.
One club he just
and
walks around with.
chipping away. And
So this is his tennis racket that he played with when you started out, and
this is what we started with.
isn't that crazy?
Yes, and when you're a little kid, developing in strength and size, and you got a big hearing aid on your chest with wires dangling from your ears, and you try to pick this thing up, it's like it's like a sword. It's so heavy, and then you gotta hit a ball. How are you supposed to do? And you don't know how to hit a ball. And so it's discouraging, it's frustrating, and I wanted to quit. But the family said, never give up. You can do this. One day at a time, one shot at a time.
I remember that.
Don't quit. And I'm so glad they kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, because it taught me how to persevere. And when we learn how to persevere and we find something we really love to do, you can do anything. Your dreams, your goals, anything.
Yep.
Look at you guys. Greatest chefs on the planet. Cooking great food.
Well, here,
that didn't
let's-
happen overnight.
No,
You
it's
had to persevere.
perseverance. Yeah.
Yeah.
We follow our path.
There you go.
Here, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna ask you to give each other a souvenir
Okay.
of this time together, so that you have something to take back with you, and you have something to take back with you.
So I'm getting ready to sign a tennis ball.
You're
huh?
gonna sign a tennis ball, and you're gonna
Great.
sign a
Thank
tennis
you.
ball,
Yeah.
All right.
and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, man.
It's
You're very
been
welcome.
This was awesome, man.
so
This
much
is-
fun, and I'm looking forward to playing tennis with you
Right.
and trying some of your delicious food. And thank you for
Yes.
setting this up.
You're
Really
very welcome.
Appreciate it.
I think
God bless.
we need to get Chef Gason out on the golf course.
Oh, man.
And we need to add
You're probably going to want to play golf. Or something.
yeah, we're gonna
But
need
you
to
know, they're
add
both good
humility
sports.
to your repertoire. You guys go ahead and do that.
This was great, man. I appreciate this.
You're very welcome.
And like I said, after seeing the movie, I was like, wow.
I feel like our movies would be different.
Yeah, a lot different. A lot different.
Kind of happy there's not a movie at this point. I do a lot of tennis tournaments and a lot of U.S. Opens and Western Southerns, and I'll never forget a Western Southern Open tournament that I did, and I was there with Chef Luke from Texas. He's the Chef of the Year in Texas. He's one of my dear friends. Go ahead. Aw. Mine doesn't say that.
Wow.
Can't say it now. I mean, his says to the greatest chef.
I said you're both the greatest.
But he got a tennis ball.
Both the greatest. Got to keep them on their toes. Coach is always trying to inspire excellence from whoever he's talking to. This wristband, I used to wear this wristband when I was playing in college, and I wore it even when I wasn't playing in college, because it's just something that you wear as a reminder in life. You give it your all, and when you give it your all and you live life with passion, inspiration, and excellence, I mean, you're gonna sweat, and so you want to have a wristband on there to make sure. That's why, here, let me see if I have another one for the Chef Gason. There you go.
Oh, wow.
As a wristband,
go.
as a reminder, no matter what you're doing every day, you do it with passion, do it with enthusiasm, and never give up.
Oh, got it. This is
Never
it, man.
give up. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you,
Thank
buddy.
you. This was
Yep.
good, man. This
Thank
was
you.
good.
Thanks for joining us.
All right.
This has been awesome. We hope you've gained some inspiration from these incredible gentlemen, and we will see you on the court.